Back again with Texas Congressman Will Hurd. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Waltz is also joining us, a Fox News contributor, and Tom Rogan, Washington Examiner commentary writer. Tom, I want to go to you first on this. Some big questions now that this meeting will actually be taking place. The North Korean leader wanted it as soon as possible, and the president has agreed to meet by May, according to South Korea there. Where and what will be discussed?
Yeah, I think it will likely be in South Korea. Frankly, I think President Trump should take Kim Jong Un up at his word and have this as soon as possible, again, for that timeline, to see if Kim Jong Un is being serious. Why not do it next week? If the only issue, I think, if both sides are willing, is the Secret Service. What would they have to say about it? But functionally, again, the key here is not going to be words. It's not going to be pledges along the future timeline. It's the urgency of action now. And so I think the United States, it will come down to, if it is possible, to have that suspension of military training. The North Koreans say they don't care about that at the moment, fine, but they're not offering anything apart from talks. When it gets to the meat, can you get those inspectors in a matter of weeks, 2 weeks or less? Can you get a verified report? Can you do snap inspections, the kind of stuff you haven't seen in Iran? Because if you can't get that, it's proof he's not being serious and it's all a big game, as it has been before. But if he is being serious, President Trump deserves huge credit for the biggest diplomatic breakthrough, quite frankly, since the end of the Cold War, maybe even before that.
Congressman, the sincerity of this meeting will obviously be questioned and speculated on all the way up until May, when this actually happens. You have not agreed with this president on all of his policies and strategies, but you do, however, sound like you do agree with what he is doing here. Is it working? Is this a good move?
I think it is. I've been supportive of the tough rhetoric for quite a while. This is, and also the work on diplomacy. We got to commend Secretary Tillerson for the work he's been doing with our partners. A few weeks ago, we had the Canadian foreign minister host a number of key leaders on the fight against North Korea. That had pressure on the North Korean regime. And the fact that, again, the number of sanctions that have happened, the fact that China was participating, Russia was participating, these have all been very big deals. But this doesn't change anything. This doesn't change any kind of military preparations. This doesn't change the fact that we need to continue to move a part of our fleet into that region. And we'll see after these talks happen whether there is actually real results.
Well, Colonel, what do you think about that?
Well, I'm in agreement with both Tom and Congressman Hurd. I think the timeline is what's critical here. I am happy to hear that this meeting is going to happen as soon as possible, but then it's going to be that follow-on, the working level meetings of getting the UN inspectors in, and we've seen time and time again, we saw this under the Bush administration, that once you get down in the details of what they can inspect, where they can inspect, how quickly, what type of notice they can give, and really verify true denuclearization, is where the proof is in the pudding. And then the other piece, I think the deal that really is going to be had here, or potentially had here, if looking at it from a positive standpoint, is that Kim Jong Un has said repeatedly he will look at denuclearizing if we remove the threat, and the threat is U.S. forces on the South Korean peninsula. I'm not sure we're ready to go there.
All right, guys, thanks for covering it for us. Tom, the Colonel, and the Congressman, thanks to all of you.